There are scores to be settled between MOUZ and Spirit. Let's kick this one off.
I mean, there's a lot of history between these two squads, right? And it feels like a fitting final matchup for us to close this chapter of Cologne on. MOUZ, they overcame a big hurdle getting here in beating Vitality, but they've said this themselves. It would be all for nothing if you only go on to lose in the final. They were one of the first teams to put together how to beat this Spirit squad. And so in some senses of the word, maybe a confident matchup for them. Let's see if that follows through in this pistol. It's fast out into the B site. Chopper got players in the right place, and he'll put on a bit of a show himself. Where's Brolan come from? Emerging from the market. He's here to lend a helping hand, and there we go. It's all picked up for MOUZ.
MOUZ on the board. And the writing was on the wall. Spirit, they read that pistol, 3 strong, Donk in the right site, and that's a big question today, especially on this CT side of Mirage. We saw him getting avoided. We saw him getting deserted in that game against Na'Vi. Donk has to have the right read. Spirit have to put him in the right place. But MOUZ take that pistol round. High energy on MOUZ, but this is a BO5 that feels like it's going to go the distance. No clear victor. No guarantees. It's a test of managing energy.
No, very much is. And, you know, one thing you'll look at if you go and you take a look at the head-to-heads between these squads, they're always, you know, long back-and-forth games, overtimes in there and the likes. It's never a clean nor easy win in this series. I do think we have a bit of a favorite in the Lanxes.
Safe bet. Spirit, they don't care. Donk likes to silence the crowd. Spirit are used to playing the villain. Can Zway, new boy, on his first stage, hold strong?
Not a bad way for this to start, but he won't be able to stop the spillover for long. The pressure of that's going to fall on Zontix, who takes the first kill when it's available. This is MOUZ starting to break through this A-hold. And Exertion, always willing to risk it for a little bit more, tries to push. Damage done the other way. Exertion in an uncomfortable spot. Hold on, Spirit on this force buy. They've got MOUZ on the ropes. Torshi and Jimmy can't play together. They're struggling to meet back up in the site here. And even though there's damage connecting, all the kills come through for Team Spirit.
We don't wait long to see that Donk Deeg, deadly Team Spirit winning that force buy round. They get the stack in the right place. And MOUZ immediately humbled, losing the worst round possible. MOUZ, it's no question, force required. But hardly a pretty picture with Spirit armed and dangerous. MOUZ go back to the B site. Chopper and Zontix ready to give this up. If this spillover comes in for MOUZ, they don't have to live and die on this B position. Tucked in, 2 players. MOUZ waiting that ramp smoke before they do anything. Can Brolan make them panic?
Gonna be hard pressed to do so, but he has that little dribble of util, and so you're hoping that Brolan can at least keep 3 players here. One of them will be Donk. There's that full exec out in towards A. And this is MOUZ getting ready to pick up the pace on the B site here. They've just moved away from that retake setup. Chopper's actually dedicated himself into the site here. He will get sniffed out. That's the Tech 9 to find it, but the rotates are already arriving. MOUZ's plan has not worked. Spirit have not been redirected, and Donk is right where he's supposed to be. Nails that follow-up. Brolan's plan, read like a book. Spirit do not fall for it.
Donk is just undeniable, making it look nice and easy in the right place every one of these rounds so far. So mobile, given the freedom almost of an AWPer on this CT side on the rifle. For MOUZ, it's about consistency across this team. It's about your two stars of Xerxon and Torchy showing up. For Spirit, it's all about donk, donk, donk. MOUZ take a breather.
Time to talk this one over, right? We've heard from a lot of players now how stressful it can be going from the walkout straight up onto the stage, getting behind the PC, and you're in. It's the time to go over these game plans and make sure everything goes according to plan for MOUZ. They're just going to walk in through this smoke. Chopper is very, very close on the SMG. They find him. There's a follow-up tag on Shiro. This shouldn't get weird. And luckily enough, oh, hold on a second, Jimmy. Can't believe you started rooting for him there. 2 off the Glock.
Yeah,
good. A little bit of chip damage in at the end and a chance to address this coming rifle round for MOUZ.
Good eco for MOUZ, but it's all about the gun round. Delayed till number 5 after Spirit's force buy. Torchy going to have to wait for that AWP. Meanwhile, Shiro immediately.
MOUZ will sorely miss the Torchy AWP, but for Shiro, a chance to go uncontested. Someone whose AWP has been hitting very, very hard. Oof. That's a nice opening from Brolan. The captain provides. He gets past Donk. Donk who, say MOUZ? Steamroll in this round, isn't it? Not even close. Shiro's AWP. Now 1 kill to try and claw something back, but this shouldn't be enough to go off it for Team Spirit. They're still walking in. But I don't buy it. I don't believe they want to try this round.
Inconceivably hard to lose for MOUZ. It's not even a kit in play, Harry. This one's just damage here for Spirit.
There's a kit right there. Chopper's just showed us. What's he trying?
Hoping that MOUZ are going hunting. He's not entirely wrong. Brolan is in the B apps, but it still leaves a 2v2 in the bomb site. Shiro should save miss shot, and MOUZ make it happen. It's a nice connection, but even saving this AWP is but a guarantee.
Terrorists win.
MOUZ allow it for now, taking their second round with 3 alive, building their own economy as Spirit call a timeout. I'm expecting close maps every way. I'm expecting a long series with overtimes where little details make all the difference. So Halley getting on the mic early here for Team Spirit and reaffirming the game plan here into this next gun round. This is a Spirit who've had to insulate themselves, ignore the noise. A team that came out of nowhere to the top of the game, trying to reaffirm themselves in a matchup that has not done them well.
Battling for the early stages of Mirage here, and this is MOUZ's chance to pull themselves up into the lead again. Slow about the mid control, and I mean, you know who you're going to face if this is the real estate you're playing for.
Oh, God.
Brolan, just right now, seeming to take it in his stride, tries another head-to-head versus Donk. And this time, Donk comes out looking better. It's not that 5v4 for MOUZ. They lose their captain. He's now leading from beyond the grave, and they entirely look to vacate mid.
Spirit immediately changed the setup coming into this round after Brolan's pathing last time. Shiro covering that upper mid cross. Donk having lower. Your two firepower pieces here on Spirit controlling the most important part of the map. They get their 5v4, they pull back. Shiro rotates with that AWP. Donk hangs around. Low health, but rarely holds him back. Zway, good timing on that smoke. 40 seconds here. MOUZ are surrounding him.
A little tidbit of info, the drop down just allows Spinx to be much more aware of what he's running into. He was not prepared for the Shiro AWP. Oh, Zway with a quick position swap. Gets past Jimmy. For Exertion and Torshi, this is a rough round now. They're split up. This smoke down cutting the site in half. It's not going to be easy for Torshi to try and plant this bomb. Exertion with cover.
Oh, it's done.
There's Shiro to stop it. No plants for MOUZ, no chance for Exertion.
Wait, whoa, chill.
Shiro gave him a chance, but Exertion had one chance to make that work, one opportunity. And it's just gonna miss the mark.
Already some chaos showing, right? Both players fighting with 5 seconds left. It's an impossibility to win that round if one survives. Shiro makes sure it happens by the skin of his teeth. Shiro, the epitome of a safe pair of hands, knows how to live, knows how to play out the round to the last second. He survives for Spirit. MOUZ forced by up with a couple of guns.
A MOUZ hero gun round, yeah. This is a move you're going to see a lot from Spirit later in the game when they're the ones on this T side.
It's nice for Torshi to come out and support Exertion, who saves his gun. But can they put them in the right place? That window boost a bit awkward. Zontix catches a whiff.
Jimmy does that boost because he has armor as well, so still armed and dangerous here. Goes back for the window fight, and Zontix is just locking down this half of the map. Pulls Donk around with the nade, and he gets there just in time to find Jimmy on the creep out through lower.
They're fearless. Another nade, slam dunk, does deny Spinx anything in this round, and armorless is Brolan. Donk's just gonna swing on 10 health. Fearless. It's a matter of time here for Brolan. Spirit make it so. 5-2 lead on the CT side.
That just feels brutal for MOUZ. In terms of opponents spotted, they saw like 2 guys in the round, but the nades raining in. Zontix on peeks out from window. It proves to be too much, and those guns don't make a dent.
It's just been a good sign across the board here for Spirit, right? It's not just been the Donk show, although he's taking his typical fight. Everyone's getting involved. Zway holding always for one on this A side. Zontix, different positions every time he's the short player. We've seen him under balcony. We've seen him fighting window. Right now, Spirit are hard to read. Can MOUZ get a grip on it?
MOUZ hoping that pause has answers. The thing that's looking and feeling concerning right now for Spirit is it's been a team effort. You've seen games even in the playoffs where Donk had to be the one-man army. We all remember his ace round. 2 kills, plants the bomb, clutches up at 10 HP. Right now it's a very even distribution for Spirit. There's not a weak link in sight. So often it feels like if you can get past Donk, you can get past Spirit. That's not looking to be the case in this game.
Leveling up in a grand final, that's what they play for. Spirit, who are no stranger to the stage. MOUZ only started to break into these trophies on stages this year alone. Exertion up short, overwhelmed by Zontix, who does get traded, but still, Spirit are happy with that. Donk controlling this connector smoke, and Brolan's being very loud about it, but this is all a distraction for the meantime.
Chopper now hears the footsteps. He's going to instantly start calling these rotates if they're required. Chopper, a hell of a lot of damage, and that second man on his way. Shiro playing with confidence here, looking to charge down Torshi on the plant.
Dink is called, and Shiro believes in his captain, just runs him down. Wins the round single-handedly with that move. Bomb plant denied, and Jimmy just has to save.
MOUZ have to stem the bleeding, man. This is starting to feel kind of rough. Spirit really in full control over this game. It's been little isolated one-and-done incidences for MOUZ. All the streaks have belonged to Spirit, and that's leaving them in a very powerful position here.
Yeah, I think the fear is, you know, MOUZ used so much energy taking down Vitality yesterday, and obviously they've been thinking about that for months. That's all they've been trying to do. They finally do it. It takes a masterclass game from both Exertion and Torshi. And then you've got to find more motivation. You've got to level up again in a grand final the day later. Against a team, while typically you've had their number this year, Spirit winning in the group stage of this very event. And none of those games being clean, none of them ever being easy for either team when these guys match up.
What Brolan's preparing here. He's taking some time out to speak to the team back in spawn. He's got a little bounty util dropped for himself. Torshi with smokes. Scary that he's throwing the smokes, that he's worried about the A ramp push.
Don't worry, Spirit are playing safe. They're in no interest of giving up this round. Zontix even pulling back on this B site in time as well to support Chopper. This is the full MOUZ roster moving in. The nade is ready, maybe to break the smoke.
These two players in B are going to be looking at short. I'm pretty sure that window smoke has missed. And so both players for Spirit just fixated on the apartments. Attack Chopper, 4 kills deep. He's going to round it out. Words to life. And a strafe run through the apartments. It's a clean finish for Spirit.
And now they're making the easy rounds look even easier. Not a good sign for MOUZ on their map pick to start this one off. Second timeout coming in. Cyclone trying to calm the troops down. Torshi brings out his first AWP, and this has to hit. Like we've been setting up, these 2 stars of the show that showed up against Vitality are required to beat down on Spirit. For Exertion, it's been a rough go so far. Some whiffed shots, messy sprays. And Torshi make up with some pinpoint precision.
Torshi really roaming, and he just got a little whiff of Shiro there, seeing the barrel of that orb. Torshi knows this is a tantalizing prospect. He's tunnel visioned right now on the promise of this opener out from spawn.
Careful though. Oh my, he re-peeks back in with the smoke down. He still finds a shot. Double up for Shiro, skewered in the sight. MOUZ is dead on arrival.
I mean, we just sat on Torshi's POV for like 20 seconds. You saw how long he was holding that for. The moment he moved off the angle with Spinx coming in, that's when Shiro peaks. And that is peak frustration for MOUZ.
The net is closing, flank is in, and might not be required as Spirit come gallivanting for the kills. 5 alive, brutal scenes. Shiro 11-2. Chopper alongside him. We're even seeing Zway look more comfortable as well, willing to take fights, not sit back on his laurels. a player who every game he's played after Spirit says, yes, it was good, but I could have done more. I could have played better. I haven't showed myself just yet. Well, maybe a grand final is the perfect place to do it. Magic's would have.
MOUZ just left clutching at straws. I mean, this is running the risk of being their slowest starts in all the playoffs thus far. Posted a similar scoreline in that semi-final versus Vitality, but they went on to kind of return to form in that. They gave themselves enough room. The big worry is that 2 rounds simply isn't enough. They need some degree of purchase here. They're hoping Spinx with a hero Galil, another one of these kind of cobbled together buys, will be enough to break through the Spirit ranks. This is a game where Chopper and Shiro are the ones topping the charts. And that's not an indictment of anyone else. Donk 8-3, far from problematic. Zontix being a nuisance, and feels like you're always meeting him in a different position for someone who's supposed to be finding themselves over towards this B site.
Could the window booster be the way in? You've got to get past Donk. The first piece of the puzzle, Zontix forces that kill. And MOUZ are just getting strung out, slowed down in middle, waiting for something to come to them. Nothing is but death.
No, they haven't had the initiative in this game. That has very much belonged to Team Spirit. Trying to claw it away with the pistols, but not a hope in hell. Zway, quick swivel.
The pace has just been underwhelming for MOUZ, right? They've had no go-get-em attitude. They've not done any fast splits, no quick executes. Couple of times going towards B, even in weakest setups. Chopper's holding his own for a multi-kill every single time. MOUZ needs some energy, need to be reignited on this T side, because right now Spirit are just saying, thank you for taking down Vitality. We'll meet you there. A Spirit who, oh, not again.
They missed that now a couple of times.
It's disastrous. It might cost you. Lucky to be living, not for long.
Donk might be low on health, but when has that ever stopped him?
Anymore.
That's the thing. He's 2 kills deep already, but he doesn't feel the pressure to overextend. Doesn't feel the pressure to have to keep taking these fights in mid. And the rest of his team are playing a damn good game. Donk could just ease back into this 4-on-2. He's done the hard work on the round.
This is where your closers should be reliable. Shiro should be able to shut this down. Zway still unwavering in the bomb site. And sure, MOUZ get the bomb. They get to reset off of middle, but is that really a means to an end? Their end, perhaps. Spirit waits for even a warning sign on this A site.
MOUZ kind of already know they're not going to get an overplay here. They're going to have to go and seek their fortune. And there's Spinx in the feed. Jimmy out next and dead at the hands of the Shiro Orb. This is Spirit setting a very worrying precedent to open this grand final. It's MOUZ's pick and Mirage, and it's not going swimmingly. Runaway success for Spirit as they lock in double digits on the half.
They look like they can go on forever, and it's only the first map.
My brain feels like scrambled eggs after that marathon.
Seriously, how do you recover from this?
I don't know, man. Looks like a long run. We need a quick reset.
Hey, cheer up, boys. It's only a best of 5. Refuel yourself.
Oh, that was so saucy.
So creamy.
You were talking about the clutch, right?
Yeah. You?
Yeah, I guess.
Spirit arrive into this grand final with a point to prove, 10-2 up. One of the only criticisms you've ever looked to levy against Team Spirit, the lack of support around Donk. Well, here they are all hitting hard. They are all playing lights out. For MOUZ, this is the slowest start they've had yet in the playoffs. To say it's going to be an uphill battle to try and recover on their pick a Mirage is an understatement. It's got to start right away in this pistol round.
Yeah, looking scared, looking timid for MOUZ, a team that took down the world's best yesterday, comes in quiet and cold to their map pick. Pistol or bust here. Spirit with an execute. They love this A site in this opening round. Smokes land fast and Xertion's pushed out. It's going to have to be a retake for MOUZ.
Not the way you wanted it to go, but a contingency you were certainly prepared for. Retake setup, util aplenty, kit for Brolan, but an immediate dink done on a Torshi. That's a nice nade kill.
Bomb denied. Back again. Ooh, they changed the spot. Back in spawn. More dinks land for Spirit. Damage done.
What they planted for, you wonder if they're going to try and set Donk up to fight for this CP control. He's got Zway here to back him up. They end up kind of tagging each other and strung out in no man's land. MOUZ looking for that first step in the marathon comeback. The pistol round, the first requirement, and they haven't fallen down. Defused held, round secured, and a lifeline has just presented itself to MOUZ.
Yeah, they've got to drag themselves back to shore on this CT side. And sure, we've seen a lot of comebacks in this tournament. Some one-sided halves close up very quickly. But nothing's guaranteed till you get Spirit on eco. This force is coming in. MOUZ can use the crowd's energy. Spirit drown it out. A cold and unwavering machine. Uninterested in what the people want.
Now, you know when it's a Spirit force buy, you can never get too ahead of yourselves. Interesting note, it's Zway with the Galil.
Donk doesn't take less than an AK.
Man, high standards and fair enough. Gonna try and get it done with the Deeg. Spirit is setting their size on the A-bomb site once again. Brolan will be under the microscope. He's got Exertion nearby. Torshi just moving around at the perfect moment. Brolan putting his pieces in order.
Retake will be uncomfortable with no utility for MOUZ. They've got to thin the herd early. They need these couple of opening kills.
Moved everyone around to the right place at the right time has Brolan, and he's got the shots to back it up. They will start to spill over, but that damage you were looking for, that's been done. Zonzix and Chopper both low, both wounded, and as Exertion hides in their stairs smoke, that was supposed to be the MOUZ's advantage.
Oh dear.
The rest of MOUZ move in and will make up for it. They recover that. No weirdness, no Spirit force by win.
Torshi 3K sets him up for an AWP very soon here for MOUZ. It's a good sign if they're going to believe in the comeback on their map pick. Close but no cigar here for Team Spirit. A team that would love to make this clean. Blown out of Katowice final against Vitality. Spirit aren't here for a competitive game. They're here to make a statement. They're here to do what was done to them. before that, we've got to wait one more round. MOUZ do the housekeeping.
I mean, look, this is the first streak of rounds that MOUZ have been able to embark upon in this game yet. You didn't fall down to Spirit's secret weapon of those 4 spies. Maybe the worst kept secret. You stood the test of time there. And so now you face them in the rifle round. You're going to have a Shiro AWP to worry about. You've got everything Spirit could possibly need. It's a bit of a bonus for MOUZ. MP9 on Brolan. No AWP for Torshi either, and so maybe an aggressive move made here as Exertion jumps out through the window. He wants to be involved right off the top of this round. Could have matched up with Donk, who lurks in through lower tunnels, but Exertion just dodges him.
Yeah, at times these T-side rounds for Spirit have felt very slowly. On maps like Nuke, we saw it yesterday, not making quick moves, arguably waiting far too long to get going. And so to make a statement in this first round would be very important. Donk coming out under pretty early. Spirit walked through the smokes. MOUZ preemptive with the util. It's not too bad. It's going to leave Donk on a lurk. Not typically where he's found. Trying to backstab MOUZ.
I mean, dude, the way this round is playing speaks to the familiarity between these squads, right? It's a trade of positions at these perfect timings. MOUZ with a solid understanding of the tempo Spirit like to play at. Spirit knowing these aggression routes, these paths that MOUZ look for to open up. Are they ready for a double setup in at the ramp? That's about the best start you could have hoped for.
Oh, wow.
Goes fishing for a little bit more. Torshi has to stand up, though. He's now the only guy left over here today, and that's because Donk's got on this tear through the back. Torshi, work cut out for him.
Wow.
No problem for Donk. Jimmy wondering how did this go so wrong? And that's how.
We waited, and we got what we wanted. Donk 4K, first gun round, the record breaker, the champ. Holds the MVP, the highest rated MVP for both Katowice and the Major. He looks to add Cologne into that book. He looks for the trinity of trophies in Cologne, Kato, and a Major. 2 out of 3 in less than 2 years on the scene. Donk's undeniable. And he delivers Spirit that knockout round.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about how it's felt like a real team effort for Team Spirit. It's nice to know Donk can still do that. Just take control of a round single-handedly.
Even when things go so wrong, that push on ramp with the MP9, finding a double kill. MOUZ leaves Spirit in limbo, and Donk just ducks under it. Triple kill on the flank. That's what we came to see today. MOUZ, eyes on middle.
Both teams know these mid-fights will be available if they go looking for them. And up until now, MOUZ haven't minded leaving this part of the map a little more empty, but we're going to see a change here. Exertion, 5 and 13, having a real rough go at it to open up this grand final. He's been instrumental in these MOUZ victories. You want him and Spinx to put the squeeze on mid, put the hurt on Team Spirit.
Oof.
They've lost Jimmy out through the apartments. And so all 3 players trying to leave the connector for this retake. They get past Zontix. But this is the comeback or the hope of it. This is the lifeline being grabbed by Team Spirit. And if they can pull it away here, there's nothing left in the tank for MOUZ on their opening pick, a Mirage. Op shot for Shiro sails past Zway, the new boy in the Spirit jersey, waiting back in market, waiting for his time to strike, is caught out. That's where Shiro has to show him how the veterans do it.
Overcooked. And Torshi, just a sigh of relief. There's no celebration for MOUZ, no business to win that round. He misses his shot, and it's the fire that engulfs team spirit.
Who let Shiro cook?
Burned. That's no CT molly, I'll tell you that. Rough one to lose. Will it mean anything? Will it matter in the long haul? Because if I'm going off of history between these teams, that's the exact kind of round that will break MOUZ back in and make this a competitive game once again.
I mean, this late in the game, this is kind of the swing round to end all swing rounds. Both teams are all in. So the winner of this takes a 2-for-1 for Spirit. That could be the end of Mirage. For MOUZ, it's the promise, it's the hope that they can save themselves on Mirage. This time Spirit looking a little more decisive in their opening setup. They've got 4 players over in the apartments, and you can see the Chopper, after throwing that mid-utils, move back around to join him. This is a B play, and MOUZ ready for that. This is a real change of pace coming their way. Spinx gonna hold the line. Oh, and there's the double. Lone player left with a piece of that trophy to defend.
Also's come in very quiet alongside Exertion, but that's a huge double kill. Stopping the tip of the spear into that B-bomb site in that important round you set up. That round that opens the game back for MOUZ. A missed smoke, and so MOUZ don't lose any info. They sit back, they wait to finish what Spinx started. An unclearable position.
Yeah, putting him up in this boost and then having Jimmy play in this like long angle. There's no way you're getting into B. Even though the bomb's making its way around now, Zontic still looks curious to give something a try here.
Oh.
He's gonna fall on the cross. I think they were just saving. I don't even think they wanted to play that round.
That was done. Couldn't find his kill into the B site. Can't find his escape either. MOUZ traps Spirit in that coffin. 7 rounds with 5 alive. Now there's a shot.
It's a huge pickup. And what a time for Spinx to get activated, right? It's been him and Exertion kind of having this rough, rocky start for MOUZ. But putting up 2, and it's Donk that he stops first on that sprint out through the apartments.
Let's go, MOUZ! Let's go, MOUZ! Let's go, MOUZ! Let's go!
5 alive round, no less. And heading into that last one, it was both teams with money on the line. A 2-man save for Spirit means they cobble another buy together. You've seen this eagerness to always bring something into the round. It's what Donk in this team kind of enables you to do, to remain competitive, even when you're scraping the bottom of the barrel for a buy.
This is no longer what Spirit wanted. A nice, quick, easy beginning to this VO5 final. Reality sets in. They're going to have to work for even this map. And while they've done it once before, this is still a grudge match. This is still a game Spirit are looking for revenge. After that Austin quarterfinal, denying them yet another run in a major. Spirit search for that silverware, that chalice, the only trophy that eludes them. Last year, this team went out in last place at Cologne. Quite the return to form. 30 seconds here, Spirit setting their sights on B.
Oh, it's an awkward spray for Jimmy. Not the start he wanted. Spinx has been asked for again to multi-kill, but it's Chopper's luck. Oh God, in through the back line. He's deleted Torshi on this rotate.
You can't rotate here.
And now they're trapped. There's a reason they call this the murder hole, and Chopper might have to teach them that lesson. Brolan trying to come up with a way to get through. Angles the molly around that corner, banks it into Chopper.
Still slows him down.
It's wasted a lot of time. Donk's been put up on this boost, and Shiro watching on from the car. MOUZ having to make their mind up. Do they want to give this a go, or did Chopper just waste so much time they can't even consider it?
That's a shocking save for MOUZ. I at least thought they'd give it a go, try and go fast back through market together, but Towel thrown in, Spirit allowed to graduate to 12. Chopper looking like a star player right now in defensive B, putting up round after round. And here on the T side, demanding a window boost, and the results speak for themselves. Entries into B, capitalized upon. Spirit hold map point on MOUZ pick. They're loving that.
Yeah. Nice for Zway as well to see his veteran captain withstanding the pressures that come with the grand final and playing some of his best CS yet.
I mean, we have a series with two very strong individuals. For Brolan, it was a rifler that we didn't even know wanted to in-game lead, switch to this role, have to jig things around on the T side, but still looking like he can hold his own as an individual. For Chopper, he's a player who's been at the top of Counter-Strike for such a long time, across multiple rosters, making major runs with rookies and still showing off his individual form.
This is Spirit hunting for the W. Spirit looking for the win. And even though it becomes a bit more labored than that initial 10-2 scoreline, still yet to have had that moment where MOUZ felt truly in this opening map.
That was their chance, right? Breaking the money of Spirit. That was meant to be the way in for MOUZ. Immediately responded by a force buy. Spirit's aggressive purchase sets them up. And a scoreboard I've just never seen for Spirit. A full team game. No weak link in sight. Everyone holding their own. Donk 1 kill above the rest. And Zway been reliable in his positions while 11 and 11. There's nothing to hate right now about this Spirit second half.
Playing this very slow, asphyxiating style as well, where only every now and again do they throw in these very jarring pace changes, then they'll go back into these slow, creeping rounds. MOUZ are full of uncertainty. They don't have a huge degree of confidence on this map yet, and Chopper continues to chip away at it. Jimmy's tried and failed in some of these B holds. That guy's just been triple mollied, but he's still back there. I mean, they certainly think this is clear. What a check from Donk! Why would he be looking there? 3 Molotovs to flush out Jimmy, and he still gets cleared. He thought he had the element of surprise. He thought maybe he could be the golden ticket, but no. Spirit have swarmed over MOUZ on Mirage, and Spinx knows it's over. Spirit punishing win to open up this grand final, and they're doing it as a team. Chopper is savoring this moment. He played like a beast. It's lights out from Spirit to open up the final.
Next to every cathedral is a graveyard. MOUZ's Mirage buried 6. Was that win v Vitality all for nothing? Spirit coming in hard and fast to this grand final. Point to prove.
Oh, and they might come in with the pace and the pistol too. Looking to embody in this round what they did back on Mirage. It's Donk at the front of the pack. 2 players either side of him, a third ready to peek. There's no way Donk should be getting out of this alive! Spirit! They blow the bloody doors off this B site. And MOUZ have nothing to play for.
Well, we know it's a comfort map for Spirit. We know it's where they do some of their best work. It's a map MOUZ haven't won in 3 months. Even lost to Spirit in the group stage. It's not a good sign when Donk comes through cave into a triple setup and rids every single one. Spirit know what it's like to be blown out of a BO5 on a stage. Losing to Vitality 3-0 at the dawn of this year. They don't want to let that happen again.
No, I mean, that event really did serve as kind of the wake-up call for this Spirit squad. It might be the home of the best player in Counter-Strike. But Vitality were the ones that shook this team up, that shook them to their core in how one-sided that BO5 was. That was where you saw them start to make changes. First, the Shiro's playstyle, getting him a lot more involved and active on the AWP. And then eventually, after a lackluster finish at the Major for a squad that are aiming for trophies, they make the change of removing Magics from this lineup, bringing in Zway. Donk's hot prospect pick. Another exec into this B site, and once more it's Donk at the front of the pack.
Looking like decisive rounds here for Team Spirit. MOUZ might just have to throw in the towel immediately. I've got nothing to contend with this B control. Long taken. A White Swing could offer up something here, but Spirit smoke it off. They shut the door this time. And MOUZ are given no runway to take off. Even that bomb plant delayed. None of this matters. The round is already decided.
Something I'm going to be keeping an eye on here is I kind of want MOUZ, when these guns make their first appearance, or in this force, if they're able to save on all 5 players, I want to see some moves made by them. Go looking for some of this map control, because if they're going to sit back and kind of let Spirit have the runway to run Chopper's vision, I think that's very, very hard to stop them in. And it's something where a lot of teams have been able to kind of get in the way of this Spirit squad, right?
Yeah.
Bring the fight to them early, deny them some of this key control. I sometimes have a tendency to peter out when that happens if the fights don't come through for Team Spirit.
And MOUZ can know what to expect here from the Spirit. It's actually quite, in the default, it's quite weak on the B lane defense on T side. It's just Chopper and Zway usually working this position. Donk's coming out late out middle. There's definitely gaps available to make ramp pushes, to come through the cave with aggression. So the MOUZ have it in them to show the face that they showed yesterday against Vitality. Right now, it is just Zway open on this B bomb site. MOUZ got to deal with the push out middle. Donk, fast as ever, forces that first.
This is a good start. There's some of that aggression we wanted, though. Finding a 4v4, dealing with Donk and a lot of damage onto Zontix. This round actually gets kind of scary now for Team Spirit. Sure, they're only up against these pistols, but you're flying blind. That's a very good Molotov to allow Zway an advantage turning kill, but it's quickly forgotten about. The bait and switch for Brolan. Now he's armed. Now he's dangerous.
Default plant can be spammed. Brolan gives it a go. Very close, but it doesn't cut it. MOUZ now have to get the retake going pretty quick. Boost over, thins the herd again. This one's on Chopper.
He played really well back on Mirage, but it's a very tall task, and spam connecting. Chopper feeling the pressure, flicks back over, can't get a handle on Jimmy in time. Zontix might be very low on health. But he's got the bomb to play around. He hears the footsteps, he's letting Jimmy misplay this. And there's no time left. Zontix, a safe pair of hands indeed. And a 7 HP clutch to keep this clean for Team Spirit.
I mean, this guy is ice cold. That's his whole brand. Disinterested, sits back and lets MOUZ lose the round themselves. You're not going to stick that one with no kit. Nice try for MOUZ, showing a little bit more face in that force buy, but now comes the rifle, where they can't get swept under by Team Spirit, who are so strong on this map.
Toshi's Orb gonna make an appearance. Brolan ready to clash in cave. No one wanting to be that first piece to fall. Leaving it down a chance on the spam. Zway looks very interested. Feels like he wants to go back and fight Brolan here, a decision he might come to regret. And this is nice for MOUZ. Bit of initiative taken. 5v4, but they're still going to come through with more aggression onto the lane. Zontic's waiting for it. Chopper's punished Brolan back in cave. That cancels the aggression down through ramp.
Yeah, they don't want to get sped up on this B-bomb site. Exertion just runs into Donk. And caught by surprise, Donk never is. Lightning fast.
It's been cut in half now, right? You have no idea. You're flying blind as to middle, as to what's happening on A. The only thing you know about is this collection of players over on the lane, and so MOUZ take a gamble. They want to try and face this, and that was a chance for Torshi. It will sail past Donk.
Hexa can come in, but MOUZ are fully stacked here. We're going to have to earn this.
Floating around on elbow. But the bomb at the B doors, Spirit feel very committed here.
Are they running out? They're going to
try and go over to A. They're linking up with Shiro. They're leaving this B site. They've dodged the stack with seconds to spare.
Very ballsy call here for Spirit. Looks like it's paying off. Just got to stick that bomb and plenty of cover to make it happen. 4 rounds on this T side. MOUZ are calling numbers on B. They know everybody's there, or at least the bulk of Spirit. The ghoul to make that call to rotate with 20 seconds. And that's why it's a Spirit home map.
Man, I think, you know, if you're MOUZ here, one of the things you were hoping to depend upon was your ability to maybe outcall and outmaneuver Team Spirit. You've certainly seen some ugly T-sides from them at this event. But in this final, Chopper's been one step ahead throughout, it's felt like.
Yeah, and it doesn't help. The MOUZ also aren't out-shooting Spirit in any regard. Not a single player really matching up with what we got back on Mirage. Your star's silent. Exertion struggling. Torshi's orb is at least saved. It gets to go again. Donk just constantly breaking this mid-smoke with HE, but he's never even facing it. It's just making MOUZ fear climbing up heaven. They do it regardless. Mid cleared, MOUZ slink back. Exertion calls for the resmoke from B side, and MOUZ take control. We're seeing more moves made by MOUZ in this round. Right now they're paying off.
That bomb's still indecisive as to where it's hoping to end up. It looks like they are going to go link up with Chopper here on lane. That'll leave Zontix to play out a little bit later. He can either commit to this mid lurk or take the really long path around to rejoin his team. It looks like it's going to be the latter. Spirit want the numbers for this B hit. The whole map is quiet right now for MOUZ. Torshi's seen nothing on A. Jimmy hears nothing in Donut. And so that bit of suspicion has triggered the rotation back around from Exertion. 3 strong at the perfect time for MOUZ. Spirit coming to the stack, and so this is where MOUZ have to hold the line. They're getting the exact play they were hoping for. Still, Spirit scrapped for the space. Missed shot for Shiro costs them. And it's Brolan on for the ace. Just on. No! He won't get past him. Oh God! Brolan thought he'd already done it. The round now rests on the shoulders of Jim Pat. Laid up through ramp. Zontic's now looking the right way, and it's not in vain. Jimmy does right by Brolan. Brolan does right by MOUZ. They're on the board.
A sigh of relief, if nothing more, for MOUZ. Look how hard they have to scrap just to get in this game. That was all the advantage. And even then, coming down to the 1v1, a 3-on-5 that Spirit make interesting.
exercising caution.
If MOUZ have any nerves, their in-game leader will hopefully inspire them to step up on this stage. A team that finally took a trophy on a stage for the first time this year. For the longest time, Studio Merchants were MOUZ. We need more from the rest. Brolan again.
There we go.
Does it alone. Shows his team how he wants them to stand. Double kill comes in, but Spirit get the space. A is free.
Let's call this rotate back around on a good timing again. Has Brolan, though, 3 strong, about to reinforce this A side of the map. Torshi's Orb cutting the site in 2 will deliver something more for MOUZ.
Never get ahead of yourself.
Walk through the smoke, that's punished. Spinx knows better, keeps his eye on that route to aggression. And Zontic's left as the last man. Baits the shot out of Torshi. The intrigue right now is coming from Brolan, who's gone all the way around the world. Started this round off over in Cave. He was the guy to put that first on the board for MOUZ. He'll collect their second as well. It's their captain doing the heavy lifting. That's 7 kills in the last 2 rounds for Brolan.
Excellent work for the young Swede. Kid no more on this ex-academy team. But the rest of the nest need to wake up. That's back-to-back rounds, one out by Brolan alone.
Catching that double again is a thing of beauty, man.
Oh, denied out middle. Spirit wanted to go. Donk got stuck in the smoke.
Yeah, they were
fully
all
blinded.
They were 5 players trying to go through that mid-smoke.
And so Donk changes out, sells a Tech-9, buys up a Deeg.
That's kind of cool, doing it so quick that he could go back and trade onto the Deagle.
Knows what he wants. Can he put it to use on this B bomb site? Again, you wanted MOUZ to make plays. Harry, you got it. Ramp taken. Lane locked out. Brolan in the position to stop the spillover. And while Spirit run back through spawn, they won't remain there. Give it another go.
It's great that Brolan's having this type of performance, but is it just a band-aid fix? It has to be there. Kind of him keeping the game strung along long enough for the rest of this MOUZ squad to get activated. Can't ignore the struggles that Exertion has had in this grand final so far. It was a slow start back on Mirage. He's 0-5 here, but this might be his round to finally have some impact. He's been waiting for it. Shaky on the first, but he lets his teammate clean it up. It's 2 from Exertion. Faith in Jimmy to stop the spillover.
Doesn't get bogged down on that first player. Knows he's just pathing deep into the bomb site. Jimmy has his back. Exertion still gets 2. Hopefully waking up now, MOUZ find 3 in a row on this CT side after some very clinical rounds from Team Spirit. They call out their second timeout. Already not gone to plan for Spirit. They wanted more.
Spirit might have called the pause, but you saw Cyclone there very animated. So while Hallie's trying to kind of bring Spirit back into this game, it's Cyclone hopefully reiterating that this is far from over and that right now things are going according to plan.
Yeah, MOUZ are in a
Keep
decent...
this up, keep playing with this confidence, denying the map control. This is what was missing for MOUZ back on Mirage.
Yeah, they're in a decent position, not starting completely ice cold here. Winning out a couple of clutches, stopping fast plays for Spirit, forcing them to go back to the drawing board.
Donk did have a very good mid-spawn, but he's not going to use it. Just that anti-scaling util from him to stop a mid-take from MOUZ. Meant to make life a little easier for these players out on the lane, but with Brolan pressuring, and the game this guy is having, he's softened up everyone that's dead entered this area of the map.
Chopper.
He's even got Exertion nearby, ready to swing out through heaven. This is a pretty potent double setup. And if Spirit try to go on this, they've got to be ready for the crossfire. They've got to be ready for the second man swinging. With Chopper already so low. Util comes out to try and make life a little easier. They hear that tag on exertion. They know they've disrupted the double setup. That's when Brolan brings a second man over. Spinx arrives just in time to save his captain.
At the back of the head for MOUZ, they're worried about Donk coming out elbow, and they won't be wrong in that assumption. Exertion's moved out of middle. He's realizing there's a gap, and of course, Donk has taken it. He's found the perfect timing to move into Donut. Meanwhile, entry up B, Spirit look to speed up the pace. Donk is left in limbo in middle. This can come into play later. Spirit do need this plant though. With a double cave setup, Brolan keeps the pressure on and MOUZ flood this bomb site. Donk might not play a factor as MOUZ stop it on B. Rock solid for Spinx. And we have our second entry on this CT side. Brolan gets his support and MOUZ get a fourth round. Seeing some fight out of MOUZ after all.
The longest streak of rounds they've been able to put together in this series yet. 4 in a row. Can they sweeten the deal as it's just these pistols on Team Spirit? I don't think Donk liked being left out of the picture in that last round, so expect a bit more of a focus on him here. Him and Zway gonna try and walk into the red room. Exertion, it's tricky. Tech9's flood him down. Now an AK into the ranks of Spirit. Donk midair knocks out one more. But MOUZ had the numbers. They were ready to contain. And they could find themselves in the lead. They just have to stop this Zontic's chopper. Tech9 2v3 with the bomb loose. Spirit really don't have a lot to go off of. The one thing MOUZ are mindful of is in playing around this bomb and grouping for Red Room, they've given up a lot of control everywhere else. And they're not liking sitting still in the silence of this round. They're going to group up and maybe look to clear mid together here.
Info is everything. Figuring out where Spirit are coming from is the name of the game. Smoke is a middle finger to Zontic's. MOUZ try and find out what's going on.
Zontic's making noise. Oh my god, he's grabbed the bomb.
No, yeah.
Won't be able to get away. Brolan stops him. And there's Chopper spotted on this wraparound. He wants to die here. No use staying alive, but 15 seconds. Will Torshi do him the honors? Yes, he will. MOUZ up in the lead. Not something you've had to worry about yet if you're Spirit.
Yeah, I want to see Donk get out middle here for Team Spirit. He's been pretty tamed on this T side, just going slowly, playing late timings. Sometimes pace has felt like the problem for Spirit. Arguable if they're constricted by the cooling. Certainly appeared to be the case on Nuke yesterday when they found 2 rounds on their T side. Missed red smoke though, bit of a disaster if Donk does decide to swing out this time. Full blind is in the molly, Donk hits a spray at least, but MOUZ just take their plunder and they get out. Brolan re-aggresses, he is a nightmare right now for Spirit. He is sucking their soul out of the server.
Oh, they blew the smoke open, but the nade goes too deep. Brolan gets out. And he's gonna fully shift away out through mid. Him and Exertion. No, they've cleaned up the mid component. And they know where the rest of the fights lay as well.
MOUZ play retake. Spirit can't attempt a last-ditch split back through Donut. They have no leg room. Forced to finish on this B-bomb site where MOUZ await them.
Torshi's up on this line and Spinx here to back him up. Spinx, one of the first guys to kind of get activated alongside Brolan in this game. And Brolan, even now in like the dead of this round, in a 4-on-3, he's still making the plays that really shore up the defense. He's pushed all the way through main. He's got the info for the squad that this is the B hit. And so MOUZ don't move a muscle. They know they've got Spirit right where they want them.
Chewed up, spat out. by exertion. Triple kill round, and suddenly MOUZ are a part of the conversation. Spirit in their crosshairs, 6 rounds straight. Felt like we were going to get a Spirit beating. They've shrunk back in their seats.
I'm left nervous that this might be the toughest round to stop yet. It's Donk with a hero gun, and if one thing, he's kind of been a little bit bogged down in some of these mid-rounds, some of these slower rounds that Spirit have played when they give him the hero gun. He's very much the guy to watch.
Issue is
they're going to do everything they can to set him up. Torshi's AWP on the line. A boost available. That's the collateral of dreams for Torshi.
Get out.
Oh, just shy of the magic fourth. It's a bomb plant, sure, but Torshi's done all the heavy lifting on this round, or so you'd like to think. Chopper dealt with. And Zway, well, we've said he's been unproblematic. Not necessarily feeling the pressure of the final yet. In a 1v3 like this, what can you expect the rookie to do? Knows about the AWP in Temple. It's the presence of a third player out in main. Brolan's just given that up. Zway now knows where everyone is. Does that make dealing with this any easier? No. MOUZ claps down upon him. And on the wings of a Torshi collateral, this lead continues to build.
And there's so many ideas for MOUZ. They seem to have really good reads right now about the pacing of these rounds, about where Spirit are going, putting the AWP in A finally at the perfect point in the game to stop that hero AK from even getting out into the bomb site. Brolan started this streak. MOUZ are here to finish it, looking for an 8 rounds in a row to finish off their CT side. It's a disaster half for Spirit in a map they've made their home. MOUZ come knocking at the door. Brolan again unrelenting in his aggression, and even with a missed B smoke, it doesn't stop Torshi from fighting down the ramp. Spirit run into this B site.
Brolan's been the stopgap for MOUZ. He's been the one who, in their darkest moments, has been able to provide. Will he stop Donk on this aggression? Yes, he will. That's his parting gift to MOUZ at the end of this round.
Where is Shiro?
Backing off into the cave, an unlikely 1v3. Shiro doesn't know where to look. MOUZ are closing in. And Shiro might just get left in the dust. Tries it on the timing shot, but there's nothing in this for Shiro. Surely gets them off the bomb. But now it's all down to chance. Play through the smoke and they find him. MOUZ, they will recover. Revenge, a dish best served cold as they lead the way on Ancient. They've got Brolan to thank.
Insert amount of money.
MOUZ don't scurry away from the bright lights. They show up here on H and they give us a game. 8 rounds straight on CT side on a map they haven't won in months. Those T-side woes for Spirit just keep coming. We had it the other day, almost let them down v Na'Vi. 2 rounds on the T-side of Nuke, some slow starts. Took comebacks for Team Spirit. They've got to showcase that again.
Yeah, and it all started with Brolan uplifting his team. It was a string of multi-kills from MOUZ's captain. The first player to truly get switched online, but slowly but surely the usual suspects start to appear around him. Spirit, a new challenger approaches here. A dormant MOUZ from map 1, awake in time for Ancient. Maybe they were just playing dead.
Lulled Spirit into a full sense of security. That 4-0 lead felt like the beginning of some dominance here for Spirit, but you said earlier, you can't fluke a final. It's also equally hard to run through it dominantly. Spirit know that better than most after entering into Katowice last year with a 3-0 over FaZe.
I mean, for MOUZ, there's probably been some good takeaways. It's this idea that this was the Spirit T-sides they were expecting. This was more what was anticipated in this series. You kind of got that, and you got to play against it on your terms. One thing you can't doubt for this Spirit squad is their resilience and their ability to turn it around when they get onto the CT half. There's a reason they get to this final while struggling throughout some of those T-sides. And so the job is far from done. Pistol round starts now. And it just might start off with a bang. There's an instant clash out in middle. Exertion getting the better of Donk. It's a nice way to start. But these Zway dual Berettas instantly flip the script. We're back into a 2v2.
And they're panicking. They're running that rotation quick. Chopper already knows before MOUZ make the decision where they're ending up. Exertion took down Donk and Shiro to start this round. Him and Zway chase an ace. Bomb getting planted. Exertion peeks out for more. And Zway, young man on the stage, put to rest. Chopper v Brolan, captain's clutch.
Clash of the brains. Clash of the smarts behind these teams. Brolan's trying to toy with Chopper. Wasting time, but can't hit the shot. And the brains of Brolan spill out against the back wall. Chopper gets Spirit on the board in the second half.
And he's here to silence that crowd. He loves the booze. Spirit feel no fear. The machine chugs on. Without Donk and Shiro, Zway finds a way. That is the worst way to lose though for MOUZ, to get those entries so cleanly and still run through a B smoke. Spirit don't even get to rotate or panic. MOUZ's best opportunity to make this a clean one. gone with the wind.
Feels like one of those rounds where you're already committed to the call on the other half of the map. Exertion kind of exceeds your wildest expectations. Oh God, Chopper!
Oh, he is.
Pushed down through ramp and Exertion. Well, he's got the hero gun.
Oh!
This is a buy the Spirit should be all too familiar with, and it's being used against them to devastating effect.
No time like this to show up for Exertion. It might be enough to win this round. This player in the site caught out completely. Spirit don't make a dent to the offense. Better buy means nothing. And Donk denied the chance to play.
Getting out of your force buy round with 5 alive, it's no small feat. Big shoes to fill for Donk in the next round, as he will be that, will have to be that defining man to stop MOUZ from running away with this map.
Yeah, and Spirit took that very round at the start of Mirage.
Even now on the save, it's so far from guaranteed. Donk, they're all coming his way. Nothing for Team Spirit to work with. MOUZ go for the full punish.
Even more devastating for that to happen on CT side. Even less to work with. And few chances here for Spirit to survive their map pick, as MOUZ look to split the difference.
Crowd here are asking, where is Shiro?
It's a good question.
3 and 11 on Spirit Star Orpa. Usually one of the guys that can keep pace with Donk up top of the board. It was him refreshing his play style, getting more and more output that was meant to make Spirit a force to be reckoned with. Well, he's nowhere to be seen in this final yet. Aggression out into the cave, Brolan with the entry. And you cannot ignore what Brolan has done for MOUZ on this map.
Exertion does get caught. That is a gun to Donk, and you never want to arm this dude. But do MOUZ avoid him entirely? Looking into that B bomb site right now, they play defense. They play to stop Donk from getting going, but you can't stop this guy easily. 2 kills at range via rifle. Brolan, the hero, put down early. It's a good grenade. It opens up a path on A. The MOUZ want to take it.
I mean, Torshi thinks to himself, we get it. The guy's good at shooting, but dodge this. Backstab out for Zontix as he tries to replicate the Donk move out through Red Room, but it doesn't connect.
Flank is so huge in this round. There shouldn't be a way to win this for Spirit, but I'm still getting nervous. MOUZ are so tentative. MOUZ are so cautious.
Smoke on the bomb and smoke in spawn. Will that create a bit of a screen, though, for Spirit to try and work through? Jimmy's peppering shots. Shiro doesn't play early. Right now, they're lending time to Chopper, but he's not going to find anyone on this push out through main.
Just perfect post-plant positions. This one feels impossible.
Torshi on the line. Waiting for a swing out. He's going to have to hit this flick on a Chopper. Won't be easy for him, and Chopper deletes him around that corner.
No kit.
They're trying to close in on these players back in Donut. It's a lot of damage dealt to Spinx, but Spirit have to play quickly here. They've got to chase down both these kills. They're making it happen. Spinx trying to hold on. 1 left to find. Time running low, and Spinx will not go down quietly.
Here to defend his trophy. Vitality lie in his wake. And Spinx stands tall with a massive clutch for MOUZ. Stop Spirit surprise. That would have been a shocking force buy win, but without it, hope diminishes here for Spirit. MOUZ's moment to shine.
It's a very interesting full eco here from Spirit. Chopper's called a straight up stack in towards the donut. The bomb is here in mid. Exertion looking on, has seen a shadow. Zway on the left with a bit of movement. You wonder if this is to try and bait Exertion in. And shadow is cast from that corner. That's something everyone here knows. Trying to pressure Zway. Spirit hope that this beckons MOUZ in, but they're not taking the bait.
It's too quiet. It's too good to be true. Spirit sell them a lie. MOUZ ain't buying.
As you
MOUZ
hear all
front.
this action on like the other side of the map, Spirit start to realize now, well, they're not coming to us in Donut. The plan didn't work. No point saving here. They're going to play for whatever they can.
Exits are valuable. Getting AKs for Donk. These things we know Spirit like to do. But it's pretty constricting right now. Spirit hoping that bomb pushes MOUZ into them.
This is MOUZ just rounds away from victory and a recovery from this slow start. Spirit do not have much left in the tank on Ancient. A full eco here, everyone looking to survive as well. Ruin.
Shiro's absence definitely noted right in this game, in this specific map, 4 and 12. Gonna hopefully have his AWP coming through. It will have to be Glass in this round. He's a guy we have high expectations for. Number 3 rated player in this event. Him and Donk taking the cake. This is an awful time to go quiet.
Final timeout used for Halley. Last chance to speak to the troops. And what was a home map for Spirit, a sour note for MOUZ. Not a single victory here on Ancient in the last 3 months. They might get there first in the final. And that's where you've got to give some credit to Brolan. Said at the start of this, Chopper was calling rings around him. Well, the note very much changed. First was the individual uptick in performance. Now he's outmaneuvering these stacks.
Oh.
Outmaneuvering the Spirit gambles.
Missed elbow, it landed Donut. That's not really helpful here. Donk sits with a smoke in his way. Little mistakes. But leave massive consequences here for Spirit. MOUZ do want that mid control. Brolan making heaven his home. MOUZ come out of elbow.
Chopper's even feeling kind of scared of spamming these smokes. Brolan's playing so confident, you wouldn't put it past him walking through with only a Mac 10. And so it's very passive here from Spirit. Still dedicating 3 players towards this B site. And there's always a timer on that, always a bit of a timer ticking down with mid empty. No info there for Spirit. They start to feel pressure to make moves. Donk moving around, trying to pick up Red Room, but this splits the defense, softens up the A site hold. And that's right as MOUZ look to move in.
It's a good smoke for Donk, but he's still going to have to tussle with Exertion. The 2 hard, heavy hitters here for either side, fighting in red while the execute comes in. Zontix having a tough one. It's going to get worse after a single kill. Donk has to force these frags. He finds a way. He always does. 20 seconds to grab that bomb and put it down.
All becomes a bit of a mad scramble now, right? The bomb lost in the smoke. They're scared still about Donut. Don't have the whereabouts of these final 2 players. But MOUZ will get that bomb planted. They find a way. Exertion holding on. Can't wrestle with the gun. Shiro. A ludicrously quiet game from this guy, but an important 2-piece to deny map point to MOUZ.
Just keeping Spirit in the game. That's all it's about. That's all it's going to be. First step of a marathon made by Shiro. Supplemented by Donk's double. Ample opportunity here for MOUZ to finish what they started. And still far from wealthy are Spirit, still far for an AWP is Shiro.
The rounds put a bit of pep in the step for Spirit. It's mid-aggression. They started moving away from this, and I think that was a sign of the times, but Donk goes back to aggression in mid.
Dropping
The downtime, Spinx walks all the way out through ramp. He's got Torshi here with him as well. 2 players in this B site looking for space, but so quickly it can start to go the other way. Torshi recognizes it ahead of time. He slips out of there.
Impact kill for Zway, just to stop the MOUZ from taking control inside of B. Now it's on to Donk, overwhelmed, still manages to find a kill. No business there. MOUZ forced the trade, 2v3, B occupied. And Shiro closing the net. Trying to strangle MOUZ, force them forward. Zway again, headshot. There's no escape here for Jimmy. Jimmy P slipping into the ramp.
First kill found on his way to the clutch. There's one more man. It's still in the sight. Over at long as Zontix catches him by surprise. So Jimmy goes no further. Spirit continue to close the distance. And what once felt like an insurmountable challenge, piece by piece, is feeling more and more doable.
Yeah, and Spirit are no strangers to CT side comebacks off the back of, like we were talking about, these difficulty halves. We've seen them do it time and time again. They did it to Aurora in the group stage. 10 rounds in a row on the CT side to come back and win that map in regulation. They almost did it the same to Na'Vi just the other day on this very stage. That's what Spirit are telling themselves. They know they have it in them. MOUZ again look for a hero rifle to win the round. They've done it before. Donk lets them cross.
It's a gap that Spirit have had to contest with in a lot of these rounds so far, but this time they do stick Donk on the angle. They want him to at least dip and dive in for these mid fights. And here's the attempt to re-clear mid. It's Chopper and Shiro grouping to do so. 2 players looking to claw back control over middle. That's the gun gone for MOUZ. Brolan goes looking for it. Where's the AK ended up? Here's the drop on down. Gets it retrieved. Nearly 20 kills deep in this game on Brolan. Very much still a threat represented by this AK in his hands. The bomb's over here in red. Donk lies in wait as the lone defender around this bomb. First shot's gonna land. Will get silenced by the P250. Low health for Shiro, but he's a ways away from this fight. And there's Zway. High pressure scenario. The first shot is a dink. But he's able to power through.
Zway's coming back in the CT side as well, right? We're still waiting on Zontix and Shiro to really have their impact, but round closes from Zway so far. Donk picking up steam, taking more and more real estate on this CT side, fighting elbow. Spirit starting to believe again, and MOUZ hit the alarm.
Up until
their first
now.
timeout.
Yeah, they've been able to ride on Spirit's timeouts, essentially. It's been Spirit feeling all the pressure. MOUZ haven't had to call one in. This is their first. And they're not liking these rounds. They're being given space in mid. They're getting a lot of room, but they're struggling to do anything with the space.
Oh, frustration.
Spirit are playing for the extremities. It's no longer about Donk multi-killing in mid. That gets thrown in every now and again. And so it's a departure from what MOUZ are used to seeing.
Slowing it down here for MOUZ. Way more cautious on this B lane take.
We're still leading 11-8. I want us to play with the same confidence. We have the full game, okay?
Cyclone trying to inspire something, but maybe that speaks to where MOUZ's minds
Yeah,
are at,
I know.
acting like this game is already close, acting like they've let Spirit back in, and that's because they have.
Yeah, he can see the telltale signs, right? Of MOUZ maybe starting to give them the respect, starting to play cautious, like they don't want to give the lead away.
Playing not to lose. That old adage proving true here. Spirit on a 3-round streak. Shiro's AWP finally enters the fray.
Oh, rough miss. And this is a huge chance for Brolan to punish. Has him trapped. Shiro's second time is the charm. Now this is all a bit of a fake. Brolan and Torshi trying to keep Spirit on the wrong side of the map, but if you look, Spirit actually started moving early. They decided against it. Chopper's gone back. That one smoke at B is enough to keep 3 players here.
Donk's time.
Son takes, they charge into him, and that double hold is attempted to fake. Falls on deaf ears. Spirit, 4 rounds in a row.
And MOUZ get mauled. Team kill in the molly. Zontic's Donk crossfire. You feel like they're in your head. Spirit making all the right reads right now, hitting harder on this comeback. 11-5 up, no more. Faster B approach, wheels are off.
I mean, this comes from a place of desperation, feeling like you have nothing to lose in this low econ round. They attempt to run it fast up into B. Something that's scary here and inignorable is Shiro starting to climb up the scoreboard for Team Spirit. He was a notable absence throughout the entirety of Ancient. In these last few rounds, that AWP has started to find the way. This is about to be a 1-round game unless these pistols do something remarkable. Nades finding great damage, MOUZ feeling trapped. And Spirit knocking on the door of a very late in the day robbery at this second map. Two kills away from a 1-round game. Impact and exertion. Group on ramp, but with the AWP holding it with Zway, ready to swing in tandem. This is not a safe path in a B. It is full of treachery. A dink down range onto Shiro. But that might be all they get as Donk arrives at just the right moment.
He has just been omnipresent on this map. Everywhere MOUZ finish. Donk there. 21 and 15. And buying enough time for his stars to get activated. Shiro with a couple, Zway with some closers.
Cyclone's just started burning these timeouts whenever buy rounds are available. He sees all the symptoms. He knows the diagnosis, but can he provide the antidote here? Because MOUZ feel like they're choking this second map. To this lane control, back to these standard round openings. Aggression from Chopper ends 1 for 1. That's a trade that MOUZ feel fine with.
And maybe Spirit would have panicked and over-rotated, but now seeing 2 outside of B makes you realize it's a fake. All this util into A is only to elicit a reaction that MOUZ don't get. Zontix patrols alone. And while everyone is around this corner, he gets the shadow, he gets the warning. The swing is late, but it comes in nonetheless. 3 on 3. MOUZ don't jump at the opportunity. That might have been their best bet. But Donk reclears position. And MOUZ have to rejig this round. It might come back yet again to the youngster. Zway on one of his first big events, on his first serious stage, asked to hold down this B hit.
And to do that, he's going to have to get past one man defending his ties to the trophy in Spinx. Impact and Brolan moving in as well, and with Shiro forced off the angle, Zway is the requirement. It's a one and done. Is that going to be enough? Oh! Shiro brushed aside, down to this 1v1, and you're trapped in here with Donk, Jimmy. How do you want to play it? He's bearing down upon you! Might have been enough to beat the best team, but not enough to beat the best player. Donk with the clutch to bring Spirit to a tie game.
6 rounds straight. MOUZ had their opportunity. MOUZ had their moment. But these young men shrinking on the stage. Team Spirit back to their winning ways.
And they're feeling all kinds of pumped up. You're seeing it in the reactions. Every one of these rounds feeling winnable for Team Spirit, no matter the odds. MOUZ feign more confidence out through middle. And now they go completely quiet. Throughout the entirety of this streak, Brolan has been racking his brain, thinking, where is the gap? Where is the weak link? How do we get back through? He did all he could to get MOUZ to a winning game.
And I think the fear of Donk in middle has meant MOUZ have never really attempted to play a mid-control round with rifles. But Donk has rarely been here. Even now he reclears red, uncertain. MOUZ sit outside of the B site. Chopper takes it onto Brolan, and that's a fight you would have never bet on in the first half. But this is a different Spirit, and this is a different MOUZ clawing back. Snatching victory from the jaws of defeat. 5-on-2 for map point.
It's a big clawback from Torshi, but it's just the one. Still a horrible scenario. 2v5 turn 2v4. It doesn't feel like it's gotten any easier. Everyone for Spirit can play passive. They're lent strong over towards this B site. Zontix just plays for the info, plays to delay. No one wants to give away this kill to open up a 2v4, but Exertion doesn't give Donk the choice. Now he's in the back line, trying to help Torshi. Eyes set on this A play. Zontix with this reposition might go unaccounted for. Can Exertion piece it all together fast enough?
It's a great move.
Smoke deployed as Torshi commits to this bomb plant, but the net closes. And there's the swing for Zontix. That's the value. Spirit are 1 round away from completing this comeback, from snatching Ancient from MOUZ's grasp. And they've done it all with their backs against the wall. They're to do this as one continuous streak.
Why stop now? MOUZ may have finally broken this year. They may have finally taken their first stage LAN trophy back in Cluj. But here in the Lanxess, the Intel Extreme Masters, the biggest trophy of them all, that is a different beast. Familiarity for Spirit, back to their winning ways, looking to finish on this comeback.
Zontix overran, but Donk, as is often the case, right where he's supposed to be. Oh! How's he still going? Donk with the hat-trick, living in the nightmares of MOUZ, the one guy they just couldn't get past. Spirit nearly jumped the gun there. They nearly make it way too easy for Torshi, but they know they can go slow. They know that it's in the creeping silences. All that uncertainty looks to swallow Torshi up. tries to play the numbers, minimize as many variables as he can. He's looking for the smartest possible move.
Time.
Spirit have him beat on the manpower. Time could be on Torshi's side, but these kills have to connect flawlessly. Spirit overrun him. Spirit overwhelm him. Spirit are one map away from lifting that trophy.
These eternal villains. They break MOUZ's spirit. Nuke is where it's decided. It's MOUZ's pick, but I still get nervous here on Nuke. A CT-sided start where Spirit do their best work. There's no slow starter allowed for MOUZ. There is no rest for the wicked.
Don't grow on trees in the pistol either. You're looking for results here. Fast out into the top site. It's a strong pace step forward. And you've dealt with two heavy hitters early on. Gonna ease back into this 3-on-3, bomb planted. But here in map 3, 0-2 down, every round, every kill counts tenfold. Spinx trying to put them in his pocket. And a spot on the second player back in main. Shiro knowing about Zontix on this wrap. He's getting wrapped himself. Jimmy on the long path for a backstab. Here as the safety net, there is no losing this pistol. With Jimmy up in the heavens, it's a safe plant. Shiro can try all he likes. There should be no world in which he emerges the victor. Swing out early and Torshi seals the deal. Pistol round secured for MOUZ.
For every round MOUZ find on this T side, Spirit need to one-up it in their second half. It's a half that has let them down time after time in this tournament. No doubt Spirit are favorites, wind in their sails, momentum, and the best player in the world. But still this Nuke is available for MOUZ. Guns come out. Spirit look to start the threat early. Seen a lot of these 4-spy rounds connect for both teams across this series. Exertion fakes outside. They go back to lobby. MOUZ hope to elicit reaction.
They're not getting a lot back out of Spirit though. With two players having dropped down lower, Spirit are pretty much stuck in place here throughout the entire round. The onus is going to be on MOUZ to take the space, to make the play. And they'll set their sights on ramp. Now Zontix hears this, but is in no position to fight for it. He's just stopping the spillover. And this is feeling very claustrophobic right now for Spirit. It's by design. They want MOUZ to walk into this double lower stack that's been waiting since the start of the round. Shiro not down here alone. He's got Chopper floating around in the control room to help him. And here's Chopper taking contact. If he can just peel eyeballs off of Shiro, let this 5-7 do something, but it's an ugly first turn of that pistol. And the plan for Spirit does not align. MOUZ looking good in this conversion.
Yeah, calculated crunch on that B-bomb site certainly helps that Donk misses timing onto Exertion, getting down secret. Spirit didn't know until it was too late. And now exit is the name of the game. Donk knows saving here is a likelihood.
Oh, it's such a stalemate here. They don't want to give anything over to him. And so Donk has 3 players waiting around this corner. Actually, the entirety of MOUZ. That's the fear that this guy puts in you. Don't want to give him anything into the next round. MOUZ decide 5 alive, more important.
A stalemate. Spirit get one more try.
The thing that is kind of tantalizing for MOUZ here is sure, they might be starting on what should feel like the harder half. It's Spirit's CT side that hits very, very hard. This holds the promise of, you can do a lot of the legwork for the entire game here in the first half. You know you're going to have to be resilient, you know you're going to have to roll with the punches and be on the receiving end of some of these Spirit CT rounds. But if you can scrape by with something like 4, 5 T rounds, based on what we've seen from Team Spirit, that could be enough.
But look who's home.
Donk is in position down here. They decided to not try and remove this MP9 off of him earlier. Let's see if he can put it to work. Double swung on. The MP9 answers the call for the first. It's exertion on the receiving end of it.
Back up, I think.
I mean, the bomb's already made its way there, right out through Secret on the back of Brolan, but he's alone in this, and Chopper waiting in back garage since the start of the round. That's the bomb on his screen. That's the bomb right there. Takes his time on the shot. Wanted it to go down flawlessly. Torshi flying up through the vent. And so top site taken for MOUZ. Never feeling too comfortable here. But able to get set up nonetheless. And with Donk low on health, trapped down at lower, there's a bit more safety for MOUZ.
They could trap this player here, but Shiro's not offering any sort of support. Is this just exits here for Spirit? Donk, not helped on this vent climb, should just be a dead man walking. And there it is. Torshi makes it so. Shiro, his position known, and MOUZ walk it over the line. Claustrophobic, but around it nonetheless. We enter Spirit's buy.
This right here, this is the round that MOUZ would love to win. Getting off to a 5-0 start on a map that Spirit's T-sides have let them down. That would feel monumental. And you won't have to grind those rounds out. It won't be in a long back and forth affair if you can win this one. And so what do MOUZ want to do? They're wrapping exertion in through main.
Okay.
Donk is ready for it. No accounting for that, that's just a feeling. They start to go out now with the death of exertion. The go button is hit. Zway churns through the first two. Donk gone on in time. And Brolan left as the last survivor. They know where he was. The man throwing util, the last to arrive. Tramples through the bodies of his teammates here that have accumulated around the hut at the door. As Brolan looks for anything. Something to give, and there's Donk. That is a very uncharacteristic L for him to take.
But will it matter?
Caught on a cross back across that he didn't need to take. Brolan playing this to the full extremity of the timer. Now there is this hot roof player to worry about and backside, and I think Zway just got the spot off as Brolan makes his way in. Zontix provides cover.
Very calm for Zway backside there. Gets his double. That's more than you can ask for the A anchor. And Donk spamming through main smoke. That one takes me back. Feels like Katowice was just yesterday. Realizes what MOUZ are doing before they even announce that A split. Exertion back to his troubles on this T side. Today he has been quiet. Donk a huge reason for that. These two so often matching up.
This is very aggressive pathing from Shiro, and he's even got support. Donk. Oh, well, there you go. That's more like an exertion. Quick off the mark, quick on his feet, and a little jump to seal Donk's fate. It's a promising turn of that head-to-head. Not an easy fight for exertion to take. And now Spirit don't have the info what's happening in yard. Zway with a well-timed bit of re-aggression in the hut. Returns this to a 4-on-4.
important kill for Exertion to find. Donk is 13-6 in that head-to-head coming into this third map. Exertion puts him down. That orb does miss while crossing in, but there's two CTs in position and MOUZ are entering. They line up again. Team kill even comes through. That's not what you want. From bad to worse, to in a hearse, Torshi's done.
And I mean, just look at the speed of the reaction from Spirit all across the map, right? They lose Donk, if you remember, that's the first guy to die out in the yard in his attempt at aggression, and still, throughout all the waves that MOUZ continue to throw in that round, the reactions feel perfect. Double ramp aggro. Chopper getting there as a third man lying in wait. On these CT sides, he calls it very decisive and very spot-on game. Something Brolan's going to be up against in this entire first half. All right.
Okay.
Another time, Exertion gets the better of Donk. This time on a Deagle.
Oh, Tilter. Saw Donk's reaction last round, or how about a 1D on an eco? Could MOUZ make something out of nothing? Spinx is left back. He can try and get that gun later, but it relies on Spirit rotating out. And look at how they occupy the yard. 3 players with their eyes on the prize. Meanwhile, MOUZ have reset completely. Can Spirit fill the positions? Zontix goes back to ramp. He is committing here. He needs a multi-kill, and he misses that timing.
Yeah, this is really awkward. They're out on both sides of him now. Zontix!
That'll do.
Far from an easy position to be in. That gun does get retrieved, but Chopper was waiting for that exact move the entire time. Maybe it's because he plays in a team with a guy where one rifle is enough to steal the round, but Chopper is always mindful of these dropped weapons. He played around it here, and he'll go on a close. Quick reaction, a fine Torshi on that wrap. Spirit bring the heat.
They say
they're competitive from the get-go.
Yeah, sure, MOUZ, you can convert your pistol, but now the Spirit start has begun. The question is, how out of control will it get? That is back-to-back 4v5s minus Donk, one out by Spirit. No doubt that Donk is the outlier in every metric, but today, Spirit have still done it without him at times. That first map was an even showing from pretty much everyone. It took Ancient for Donk to level up. Can he channel that frustration into something here in the third? Exertion gets down secret.
And there's already a big problem posed in this round. Jimmy heard the aggression into the lobby. He knows that Spirit went and collected the info right off the top. Donk out here in yard on these smoke spams.
He just doesn't see smoke.
And now you feel like you really can't dedicate B. You know that Spirit went and took lobby. They've spammed you on the cross. You kind of lost the edge here.
Even just the nameplate there, if you kill Torshi on the smoke cross, you know there's going to be more players for MOUZ. He's not going to be the solo lurker with 4 lobby. Despite that anyway, Spirit took lobby earlier in the round. They have all this info. Full confirmation of the goal in mind for MOUZ. So they try mid-round. They try and fake it out. Jimmy trying to make it look like it's an upper bust going through. Shiro, got to be careful as Jimmy places smoke. The rest of MOUZ speed up on B. They've been spotted.
Into the vent. Wait, Zway? Zway? Where was he looking? Exertion runs up on him, closes the distance on the rookie. Chopper's going to stem the bleeding, stop the spillover up through the vents. Jimmy's still in a position to make this round weird, and if he can collect that kill on the players watching the vent rotate, he opens up this path into A.
Donk can kill the
himself available. Not yet. Jimmy can hear the adjustments. Fires off on the player under hell. That's given up the aim of the game. Donk bested sure, but Spirit remain one step ahead.
Oh, just Shiro rotating gives the info over. The info that wins them the round. Donk swivels, headshots heaven, and MOUZ will not get up that vent for free. Spirit send them packing in that buy round, putting MOUZ back to pistols. The MOUZ have anything to say for this. You can feel the streak starting. Spirit swelling. It's MOUZ's blood rushing. That pit in their stomach, they feel like they can do nothing right. Look at this stack on top side.
They hear the pitter-patter, they hear the footsteps closing in. Brolan might have made it up heaven, but that's info for Spirit, and just a clean sweep. So ready for that play. And an immediate timeout after that round. MOUZ have not liked how these last 5 rounds straight have gone. They feel like they're constantly running into numbers. They're constantly running into stacks.
And you could say they had their opportunity in a couple of rounds, getting 5v4s and resets back to lobby onto Donk. Easier said than done. Exertion did what he could, but now it's getting colder. Team Spirit, reason to believe in this 3-0 run. They shocked the world back last year when they did it against FaZe. Breaking records, beating stage guarantees. And a roster change coming into this season looks to cement them yet again. As Donk does what he does best.
Oh, that's despicable.
And he
always manages to survive. He takes one in the leg here. It won't last long. Jimmy finally on the board thanks to smoke spam. He was 0-6 coming into this round. That 2K is something that MOUZ feel like they have to convert upon. They've got all this space, all this ground.
No one's home.
Only Shiro and Zontix between MOUZ and a breakthrough. Lobby wrap for Zontix. Jimmy on this line gets his first 2 kills of the game on smoke spam. Wrestling for a third, decides against the fight. That leaves him in the prying eyes of Shiro.
Still.
It's a round that usually Spirit might not look to attempt. An awkward team flash there for Zontix. That was supposed to tee up Shiro for the kill that brings them back into the question. Instead, that's a really awkward miss. And these misses are starting to feel like they could cost MOUZ. Time getting low. Time might be low, but there's still time for Spirit to steal this one away. Heartbreak, as seconds are the difference for MOUZ. And that's how their house of cards comes crumbling down.
Spirit say not even close. Calculated. A heartbreaker for MOUZ. Their way in finally allowed on this T side. And Spirit just swoop in and steal a 6th. It's looking meant to be, laying their legacy in the Lanxess.
I think that's the haunting part of this game for MOUZ. There have been these moments where they have had the control, where they have had the fights they're looking for, where they have the space, and it just hasn't been or felt ever like enough. It's one thing to have, you know, this dream run at Cologne ripped from your grasp. It's another to feel like you were close in some of these rounds. You were competitive.
They could have.
The miss is there, costing them dearly. We've said already, you don't need many of these T-side rounds. Every single one of them is so valuable to MOUZ.
Oh, jump on the shot. Shiro gets another chance, but Donk is here to help out, and this is the deadly duo. This is the last place you want to go, but MOUZ push forward into their own demise. Missed shots for Shiro. Could that be a way in? It has to. Down B, Chopper waits. They fall into him. Head ripped off. Chopper with the bomb. One more will certainly do.
5 seconds. 4 seconds. 3 seconds. 2 seconds. 1 seconds. 0 seconds. 1 seconds. 0 seconds. 1 seconds. 0 seconds. 1 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 seconds. 1
And if Chopper's going to get his flack for how Nuke T-side sometimes look for this Spirit squad, my God, does he deserve his props. This is such a well-called CT half. It's another round where even though MOUZ break through a gamble stack, 2 players in at the ramp room, there's a third, and it's Chopper. It's always him as that third piece.
And he showed up individually in this series in a massive way. He's won that pistol clutch on Ancient to start the comeback. He got an ace back on Mirage, albeit against Eco. He's been reliable, especially on CT sides in this grand final. It's always going to be about Donk. But Spirit trying to close the gap, trying to catch up with the world's best. And right now, just making a mockery of MOUZ in this third map. MOUZ have met their maker.
That's something that feels like it only builds to, add to the heartbreak for MOUZ. They beat the team they could never get past. They had a ceiling imparted upon them by that Vitality squad.
Let's not get silent, okay?
Okay.
But here, a familiar foe. And one of the first teams to rise up and beat this Spirit squad at the dawn of Donk.
Ooh.
What was supposed to be a more comfortable match has proven to be anything but for MOUZ.
Miscom for Donk. Is he ready? Has the gap been called? The player could be down B. No. Shiro missed that timing. And Exertion again finds that winning head-to-head. A head-to-head he's lost all series long, not on Nuke. And still, it's not been enough. If MOUZ have any hope to fight back in this final, they've got to finish on that.
You just have to convert one of these rounds where Exertion has gotten you the opener. It's not on just anyone either. It's not like he's found Zway on an overstep. He's dealt with Donk, the front man of Spirit. These are the rounds that you have to collect, but here's more of this aggression. Spirit double up on the ramp push. Zontix on this line, trying to wrestle for this control. Chopper on the backstab. Another round where Chopper's left as that third piece to rip it away. And MOUZ might have ground down on B, but with that bomb lost back in the lobby, this is a recovery mission. Exertion might just die, shot in the back of the head. Zway doesn't look to end this with sick mechanics, blowing it all out of the water. No, he just waits, it's patience, and that's the virtue for Zway. That's the virtue for Spirit. On this runaway CT side, the moment the guns have come out, they have not dropped around. This is dominance.
And you cannot again say that MOUZ haven't had a chance, that they haven't been in winning position, that they haven't had the advantage, that they haven't removed Donk for free. And round after round, Spirit claw back, showing depth on this CT side, showing there is more to this team. MOUZ pick up pace, all behind the smokes, maybe even in front of them. They drop round the world. Donk puts it onto Spinx, headshot immediately. Again, 4v5, but the trades come through fluidly. Chopper just swings out and again takes matters into his own hands. Torshi's orb, 2 kills.
That's a crazy wallbang, but might not get remembered. Again, MOUZ have lost this bomb. Continues to just slip out of their grasp in these rounds. The offense is split. Brolan's looking for a solution. Once more, he's racking his brain, trying to figure out where is the gap. If he goes up the vent, he could look to squeeze Zway in main. He's got 2 angles to watch. It's a lot of responsibility for Spirit's rookie. Doesn't know which way to look. Right now, focused here on Jimmy. Takes the right fight, but Jimmy's gonna win it out. That bomb still dropped out in the yard.
How's the comm here? Where's Spirit gonna go? Shiro drops his gun to grab something else, but he might meet them. Oh dear, grab that AK, buddy. 25 seconds. A slow clutch for Shiro, hoping they overcook, but they climb heaven. This one looks good. You said 4 might be enough, and sure, this half hasn't filled you with confidence for MOUZ, but that 4th is on their plate.
Everything's building for this to be a MOUZ 4th round. 5 seconds left. Brolan just has to plug in the numbers. He's going to get there with a second to spare. And with this heaven post plant, Shiro running it up the ladder. It's not going to happen. MOUZ, they get that fall. We pose the question, will that be enough? Will Spirit's rough T-sides make another appearance? Or are they going to lift that trophy here and now? Spirit have a point to prove. They started off this year with a blowout in a BO5 where they first matched up with that Vitality squad. Well, they're now looking for a run of their own here in Cologne. The second time of asking for this Team Spirit squad, and they're looking to deliver. MOUZ left lagging behind. 4 rounds from their T side. It was 3 off the pistol, 1 in round 12. It's not a lot to go off of. They don't have a lot of room. And Cologne waits for no one. Exertion has to have a rip-roaring start in this pistol. It's not a bad way to open. There's the support. Team Spirit denied.
No easy road to this finish line for Spirit. The door opens up for MOUZ again. The trickery of these T-sides, but I want to see a more inspired Spirit today. I want to see a Spirit playing like the favorites in the final. MOUZ believe they have more to show. In their attempt to do what no one has done before. It's a long road to victory. Oh,
no knife today, Donk.
Nothing.
Been a long time since MOUZ have felt like they've had a vulnerability, something to exploit. But this Nuke has been shaky ground for Team Spirit to stand on. Looking like we might have a bit of a matchup out here in the yard with Torshi working that secret control. Donk roaming outside. Donk's Bane in exertion, back at the garage. Oh, and Torshi's been spotted. Is that a fight you want to try again? Is that a peak you feel like going back to? It's not for Torshi. Oh. Chunks Donk on the spam. I feel like that's how a lot of Donk's rounds end on this T-side of Nuke. He gets so wounded in the cross, but this time he will survive.
Shiro aggressive. He got the spot though. Torshi sees a lineup and Donk shoots him through the corner. Shiro's position known by MOUZ, but can they stop him? That's a different question. Shiro shows an answer, a resounding no. Donk follows up and Spinx is too far from this one. A decisive T-side gun round puts Spirit that one step closer.
And it immediately sets a tone. This is not the Spirit from those semi-finals. This is a Spirit feeling well drilled, decisive in their action. Looking for a swift win in this BO5. They remove everything from play.
MOUZ get another buy. Another chance.
They're just running out of time. They're running out of chances. It's so plain for all to see. The Spirit are powering towards the finish line.
2 in a row tease them up for the trophy. That Trinity oh so elusive. Even some of the world's best couldn't take it. FaZe found it in a year. Vitality, it took them 2. Na'Vi at their peak. Fnatic all the way back. But this Spirit refuses to die.
Xerxes really juggling plates out here in the yard. He's got a lot of responsibility, and he can't stop them spilling down through. But can't survive with Zway hunting him off the top of main roof. Zway finding his footing now in this final as well. That might spell disaster for MOUZ as nothing holds up. Everything comes to ruin at the hands of Spirit.
Shiro playing so confident in these couple of T-side rounds, and that could be the difference maker here for Team Spirit as Zway finds 2 crucial kills outside, winning the round. Shiro storms into B and sends MOUZ out with nothing to show for this CT side. An aggressive Shiro right when Spirit need him. And MOUZ get broken up against double digits. It feels like it's meant to be. The rookie Zway on his first big stage. Unnerved. Doing his job. It's not pretty always, but it's enough.
Hero gun on Brolan. Test at ramp. Pistols will answer for the first, but there's the uppercut from Donk, the crushing, killing blow. This hero gun might be in the right place, but all it means is death for Brolan.
And Donk is that record holder. Highest MVP rating for Katowice, highest MVP rating for a major. He looks to add Cologne to that stacked list.
Yeah, this was the one trophy that ever eluded Donk. It was his second time of asking here, making it into the Lanxes. A last place elimination at Cologne last year. That was after picking up the trophy in Katowice. Securing a Shanghai major.
This win's meant to take years.
No one knows that better than Spirit's opponent. These guys have been on the grind for the longest time, having to overcome the woes that come with stage Counter-Strike and in beating Vitality. This was supposed to be the time for MOUZ. Instead, it's all been about Spirit here in this final. Donk will get bested, but there's more heads on the beast. This dragon's growing them back. Spinx continuing to lop them off, but there's a limit. Down to this 1v1 now.
All the time in the world. It's all Chopper. And he's got it. Championship point. Team Spirit eternal. Back to their winning ways.
And Chopper has been so clutch for Team Spirit in this final. Put him in a 1v1, a 1v2, feels like he's favored. Spirit feel like they have all the time in the world now to secure this elusive title in Cologne.
And I love the pacing. This T-side is beautiful. It's nothing that we saw in the group stage in that match against Na'Vi from Team Spirit. It is quick, it is explosive. They are storming out ramp. They are hitting this top site, trading fast, shifting nowhere.
Let's go now, guys. Round by round.
Boys.
Give it all, boys. Every round, we give it all.
Can MOUZ keep their cool and find their 6 in a row?
Every round they'll give their all, but their all simply might not be enough. Torshi tagged and finished off outside. That's the advantage for Spirit, who consistently on this path to victory have looked to leveled up at every stage. Zway, their rookie, embodies that in this final round. Spirit become demons. They've entered their final form. And they're letting the game do the talking. They're letting the silence add the stress. In MOUZ's mind, these next 50 seconds spent coming to terms. The fact that this victory in Cologne is not theirs. They have been but an instrument of Team Spirit on their path to greatness.
And Donk loves to silence the crowd. He shut the Spodek down. He doesn't care what the Lanxes wants. MOUZ home heroes sent exactly there. Team Spirit, 20 seconds to make it a reality.
Lower hit in, stuck in the right place. Nades do good work, but it's only Brolan in the blink of an eye. Zway, trial by fire, 1v1 for the Cologne title, and he's gonna do it! From Spirit to Demons, from the underworld to the top of the world, Team Spirit get their Cologne title to complete their unholy trinity. The debut tournament from Donk in this roster, the win in Katowice, on to the major next in Shanghai. And now the Chalice completes that trinity. The final jewel in the crown of Spirit.
They raise the roof again, they break through another ceiling. A questionable roster change. Scared if it was too late. Spirit re-emerge on the stage. And MOUZ, they may have beat their most formidable foe, their biggest demon, so they thought. A streak of vitality. MOUZ smashed them in the semi-final, but they weren't ready for the glory. They weren't ready to take down Spirit. Another Intel Extreme Masters 3-0 victory on the biggest of stages for Team Spirit.
And as Zway takes his steps down the catwalk towards the Chalice, one of the most coveted pieces of silverware in Counter-Strike history. In his debut tournament with Team Spirit, he walks the same path that Donk did that year ago in Katowice. The dark cloud of Donk dominance descends upon the world of Counter-Strike again. A player who stands in a category of his own making, the likes of which the world has never seen. Ladies and gentlemen, your IEM champions, it's Team Spirit!